Hello, and thank you for joining us for another little installment of Saints Talk here at Flagler College. We're joined today by the head men's basketball coach, Chad Warner. We've got a lot of fun topics to talk about, especially with a big rivalry game coming on Friday. But before we really get into that, can you just talk a little about your history and what led you to Flagler?
Yeah, so I was, been in coaching almost 20 years. I was a head coach in Division II for 8 years in Rome, Georgia. And then I left and went to Valparaiso University for a year. And really knew about Flagler and St. Augustine, but just from on the periphery, didn't know a lot of details about it. And actually got a text message about the job, and I just said, hey, I just don't know a lot. And someone sent me about 3 pictures, and I was like, wow, I'd love to find out. And just the more I looked into the job, and when I found out there was maybe mutual interest, I just became more and more excited. And then when I met the people, I was sold pretty quickly. Just that this was a place that I felt like had a lot of potential for a basketball program, but also, just honestly a lot of potential for my family. I just thought, what a great place to be able to hopefully settle down and put some roots and raise a family. And it has been that and more. And so we have a lot of work to do as far as getting our program where we want it, but we've got great support from the administration, great support from the athletic department, and that starts with Dr. Joyner with the administration, and obviously Mr. Damon, and we're just working really hard to try to put a product out there that makes Flagler proud, and also St. Augustine. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's certainly something we're enjoying.
Well, it's really interesting because you hear a lot about student athletes that come here, faculty that come here, staff that comes here, whoever it is. One of the first things they talk about is St. Augustine, because there's a lot of teams in the Peach Bowl Conference which are a little bit out there in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
Whereas here we have this great history. The town itself has great history, being America's oldest city. Can you talk a little about your first experience visiting St. Augustine and what that was like for you?
Yes, I can. And one, I visited here as a child, but I don't remember it. I have some pictures of it, but I don't remember it. I guess I was surprised. It's much bigger than I thought. I mean, it's grown so much. And I guess I was surprised by the size of St. Augustine, spread out in St. Johns County, yet there is a small town community feel. So really, it's the best of both worlds to me. I mean, you have plenty to do here, a lot of people, a lot going on downtown, on the island with the beaches, but then also you certainly have communities within the community, and I think Flagler is a huge part of that, And I just know when I first got here, I just felt like things were done very well. And I mean that just from my interview on, it was just so thorough, and I just felt like things were done really well here. And when you see things done well during an interview, it kind of speaks to you. And for me, that was exciting to think, okay, there's some real opportunities here, and I think they want to be successful. This may be a great fit, and it certainly has been for me so far.
Now, entering the second year as head coach here, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen? Your staff has obviously done a phenomenal job out there hitting the recruiting trail hard. Even little things like what you're doing on social media has been very, very cool in getting the word out on those channels as well. Can you talk about some of the growth you've seen from some of the players, yes, but the program in general as well?
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And first, I would say, last year I had Blake Selland and Spencer Palmer were my 2 assistants, and they're phenomenal. Blake is still here. Spencer went back to his alma mater, but Blake is amazing, and he's very good. He's just a great servant. Like, he wants to serve players, he wants to serve the school, and he makes my job so easy. But, we want to do things really well, and we want to do everything that we want to do what other bigger programs are doing that we can afford, and things that are attractive to young people, and things that are cost effective. We know that's a big part of this level and where you want to be. And, really we've just tried to, we're not trying to reinvent any wheel. We're just trying to do things well. And really, it starts with just doing simple things well. And that's really hard to do. I mean, one of the mantras of our program is do simple better. And it is simple and it is easy. It's just hard to do those things. And so, even with the social media, and I'm thankful for you and for those guys, because it's not an area that I certainly have great expertise in, but really it just takes someone to be committed to it. And so they have done a great job of being committed to it. We talk about it, and we try to create content, put it out there. But more than anything, it's just a great service to our players. It's a great service to our athletes and their families and recruits at large. We're just trying to share information as to what we're doing, and a lot of people go into making that successful. But for us, I think one of the biggest things was we just want to earn the right to compete in these arenas, and I don't think there's really any way to shortcut success. I wish there was. I think we all do, but we know we have to pay a price. We know we're trying to build a program. We're not trying to just put a winning team out there. I mean, we want the right kind of student athlete that really fits what this institution is about, what fits what Flagler College is about. And so in order to do that, it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of sweat and a lot of hard work, and there's going to be highs and lows. And my job, I think, is one of the leaders of this program, is just to be steady, always pushing towards the goal of what we're trying to do. And that's just hard work, but that's fun. And when you get guys committed to each other and to this school, it can be really special. And so that's what we're just going to keep chopping every day towards.
Well, Do Simple Better won the Cubs their first world championship in over 100 years. So, I know that was Joe Maddon's mantra, so that's perfect.
Well, it's, I don't think there's a lot of secrets out there. I'm certainly not smart enough to come up with anything new. And we just want to emulate. We want to be ourselves and put our brand on it, put our personality on it, who we are, and be true to that. But at the same time, habits are, success leaves clues, and we're gonna follow those clues. Losing leaves clues also, and so it's just important that we build the right habits and attack it with everything that we have.
Early on, what should we see out of some of your players? Early on, who's really impressed you in saying they can take us to a pretty cool level?
It's still so early, and I've told a lot of people this, and I think it's probably true. I think there's probably, at all levels of basketball, I think there's probably 10% of the teams in the country that know what they are. They know they're good. They've been there. They've got returners that can play. They know they're there. And there's probably 5 to 10% that are on the other end of that. They're like, we're young. We don't have much talent. We're not very good. Then I think there's 80% of teams that are just trying to figure out what they are, and they're trying to get in that good category. And so I think at this point in the season, there's still so much of the story left to be written. And I think it's going to be the teams and the players that can continually stick to simple process, simple work, simple execution that will end up, sort of putting themselves in a position to be successful. With that being said, I think Vaughn McCall has done a really nice job. He's always, he's a guy that can score the ball. We know that. I've been proud of the way of his approach day to day, trying to lead, being coachable, allowing us to get on him when his effort drops below the standard and to do things like that. And I think, even through 3 games, he's just been really unselfish and done a great job for us. And he's a very good basketball player. So I'm excited about that. I really appreciate Jefferson Jean and the role he's playing on our team. We got a lot of new faces. We're playing a lot of young guards, and that's hard. I mean, when you play young players in college, there's going to be highs and lows, but it's really not even fair at this point to single out a whole lot of guys, because I think all of them are still really fighting to deserve to be on the floor, and that's the way we want it.
Great. Now on to some fun stuff. So, I remember when Lovie Smith got hired by the Chicago Bears, he said, the first thing we want to do is beat the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Rivalry games, as coaches, you want to say every game's the same, which you want the same effort every game, which is 100% max effort.
Sure.
But there are some games that are really fun to go in and play. For the Bears, it was the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
We got a fun game coming up here against Embry-Riddle. What do you want this game to mean to the Flagler community?
Well, so I would say it starts right there. I mean, this is a rivalry that existed well before I was in the picture. When I got here, that was one of the first things that multiple people mentioned, hey, are we going to play Embry-Riddle? And, obviously their program is in a place where ours isn't. It's where we want to go. They've had a lot more recent success than we have. But we want to play that game for our students, for their students, but more for ours. I our players to have the opportunity to play in front of a great crowd, to play in front. I mean, I've seen the pictures and the videos of the old games where it was just a zoo in the gym. It was packed and people everywhere. And, you know, regardless of where your program is or isn't, like, I think the college deserves that. I think our student body deserves that kind of game, deserves that kind of atmosphere. I think our team deserves that. I think they're working in a way that allows them to play in those games. And so we do. We look forward to playing and seeing if we can go out there and compete at a high level with a team that's had a lot of success. So, you know, it really is about our community and our school more so than anything beyond that. And, you know, it'll take the very best we have, you know, stay competitive Friday night, but we're excited about it.
Yeah, a couple days left remain for that one. That one's Friday, November 16th at 7:30 p.m. If you could tell one thing to the Flagler student body about this game, what would it be?
Oh, well, I said it the other night at Meet the Saints. We cannot be what we want to be without everybody. And I understand that's such a selfish plea to ask people to come help your cause. But what I would say is we want to help our greater cause. We want this whole school, this whole athletic department. We want to represent Flagler and how special this place is by the way that we play. And I think we have a chance Friday night to set a standard of a fan experience, of a school experience, where we all come together for one cause and we play a school right down the road that's excited. They're bringing a ton of people here, so let's give the best effort we can, and we need every single person in the seats. And you know what I'll tell you from our end is we prepare today and tomorrow. We're going to work hard. We're going to focus, and we're going to give everything that we have and trust the results where they are. And so we would just ask, you know, that you come and join that too, because we need you.
Yes, well, Daytona Beach, just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road on 95. So we know they'll be bringing some people, so we need to make sure that we have our faction right here at home to overpower that visiting presence.
Amen.
But we're really excited about that. Embry-Riddle this Friday, 7:30 p.m. We want it loud, we want it boisterous, we want to have a good time. So please, everyone, come on out. And Coach Warner, thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait for that game and the rest of the men's basketball season.
Likewise, thank you.